All right, I'm at 8631 Maycrest right now. This is an off-market property. I'm going to kind of pan around, show you the neighborhood a little bit. Corner of Labette and Maycrest. You can kind of tell you're close to 55, like you're really close to everything, but it's nice, quiet street. Real clean. Lots of mature trees. In the front yard here, we have just a couple sweet gums, so you know what that means. You got the sweet gum balls and everything, but they look like they're healthy and nothing over the house. The yard's in good shape. Brick house, architectural shingles. The outside looks nice and clean. I see original windows, and that's going to be, one expense at least down the road, but the gutters are all covered, or at least these around the garage are. I don't think they are in the front of the house, but they're in good shape. Soffits are enclosed and intact. Go around back, the tuck pointing looks great. All these houses are, of course, from the early to mid 50s, and I'm sure we'll recognize the floor plan because it's going to be the same type of house that we see all over St. Louis. Aluminum siding here on what looks to be an addition in the back. Chain link fence appears to be the neighbors, but it's connected and goes all the way around. The backyard, you got some mature trees. It almost looks like a walnut tree. I'm not up on all my trees, but that's what that looks like. And you got a tree that needs to be trimmed back from, yeah, this is a black walnut, and that needs to be trimmed back off of the house a little bit, but nothing unusual. The neighbors have an oak tree that extends over into your property and over the house, but almost all of these houses do. And the neighbor here, I don't know if that's common space. If that's not common space, that's one of the biggest backyards I've seen. I've seen some pretty big ones over in this neighborhood, but I don't know if I can get close enough or not. Not that it really matters because it's not yours, but this is a huge swath of land here, like well over an acre, that extends back to the back house. Same here. You see these massive backyards. You see a lot of these tucked away in this neighborhood, like just huge backyards. But of course, that's the people that back up to this house that we're looking at today. There's the addition we talked about, little patio. Some cracking on the pad, but it's been, just needs to be sealed. Real easy, simple fix. Again, with the original aluminum windows, and you got triplex lines going into these little branches. Not a huge deal. Just needs to be trimmed back, and the service line is enclosed, and it looks to be in good shape. That looks like what's taped up there, probably a post for an old gas grill. That's real common amenity with these houses this age. There's that big old oak tree in good shape. No diseases or deadwood needed. AC looks like it's in a newer. Looks better than a lot of them I've seen this week for sure. And they've covered up this one window down to the basement. Pretty nice. There's a little cleaning back here, but the downspouts are intact. All right, so we're gonna look for the garage code to get in. I'll pause while we get inside. Okay, heading into the garage now. They gave me the okay, we get in through here. It gave me the garage code, but wasn't quite sure how we would get in. One car garage. This is cinder block, so this is probably pretty solid. Little workshop here. Interesting to see some of the ingenuity of how people do things. They've got a little shelf up top here, and they've designed this so that the little latches to keep the doors open on their cabinets. They're pretty cool. All right, original doors. We're going to see a lot of original stuff, I have to believe. So yeah, we got some cleaning to do. This carpet's shot, and the addition here This is probably on a crawl space. Sounds like it. You know, it's from the 50s. Somebody smoked here, more than likely. Kind of, it doesn't smell too much like smoke. It smells more like dust to me. The floors, original hardwood. They're in decent shape. Could use a paint job out here. Another real common kind of settling crack that you see in these 50s houses, center beam. Obviously the kitchen's going to need to be redone. Probably has not been done since what looks like to be the 70s or so. Because I don't see any sign of GFIs. And that's an old KitchenAid dishwasher. The appliances here. So we're not exactly even an old Schlitz can. Look at that. That's at least the 70s right there. Before they had the safety tabs. All right. Newer stainless refrigerator. Again, lots of light. Pretty common floor plan. This wall here kind of juts out. You got a coat closet there. Little telephone stand here. Hallway closet. I'd definitely say this is I haven't looked this up yet, but it's got the metal door frames. The biggest issue with those is you got to change the doors out. They're kind of hard to true up because normally that's where you would true it up is in the jamb. You can't do that in this, but I've seen south, north, all over the place. This is real standard issue door frame here. Wow, okay, so we got a dark tile. Man, now this is something I haven't seen, is dark burgundy tile with pink, and that's a newer. That's not an old toilet. So this has been redone. This is not original. Or at least I can't imagine this is original. At least this color. The floor appears to be, but they've matched this up because this is a newer Kohler toilet. And they've upgraded to a single handle there. So this has been in a pink tub. Pretty fancy stuff. I've upgraded some of the switches because there's a dimmer on the hallway. Small bedrooms, again a little settling crack. We'll look downstairs and see if there's anything that pops out. Original floors in great shape, in this part at least. Looks like the bedrooms are a little messier floors. And then you got those windows, man. They're original for sure. Bypass doors, original to the house. They're mid-50s. Hollow core door, laundry chute. This bedroom floor definitely has some scuffing and needs to be redone, but it doesn't look like it's terrible shape. See these settling cracks. It doesn't really alarm me, but we'll definitely take another look when we get downstairs. And I'm gonna pause while we head to the basement. Okay, heading down the basement here. I expect to see a lot of original stuff. What I don't see is the 9-inch asbestos tile. This looks like an upgrade to me of 12-inch tiles. And it's in decent shape. Of course, there we go. We got a crack. And I wasn't expecting this, but this is kind of what you see. This is why this is what scares people away. So you see this big horizontal crack, it essentially goes all the way around the house. And you don't see it. It's not happening here yet. But you see this all the way around. It, more than likely, almost definitely, is going all the way around. Now, we're not near a river, Gravelly Creek, because I guess it's fairly close. But, yeah, there you go. You can call 1989 if you want to. good furnace, good water heater, and again with this is a hydrostatic crack. What happens here is that the water just sits. So it's on a flat area with no hills or anything. When the water's saturated, it causes these hydrostatic cracks. So disappointing, because that's something that's going to scare everybody away. Even if you remediate the crack itself. I'm going to consult the foundation company, because I always walked away from these when I do rehabs, but there may be some bid to reinforce this, or there may be some remediation. And even on this side, you stand back a little bit and getting closer, there's even another one down at the bottom. So I would say 98% of people are just going to say forget it and walk away. You probably see that crack down there. It's been highlighted with a little something. So again, that crack's pretty scary, but I don't know if it could be remediated. The stack looks like it's shot, and this is a stab lock panel. If you're not familiar, Federal Pacific is a huge company. Most all of the panels that went into these houses from the 50s, they've used them all the way up through the 70s. Have these stab lock panels, or had them at one time, and they're a known fire hazard because the circuits are bad. The panel's okay, it's the circuits. So if they were as dangerous as everybody says they are, then the St. Louis would have been burned to the ground by now, because they're all over town. But any home inspector is going to tell you to replace that, because they're a known fire hazard. They'll pass city occupancy and county occupancy, but they won't. Every buyer's going to ask you to put that, or to exchange that. Now this may be, I'm looking at the serial number. I'm trying to guess if this is truly from 1984. It might be the oldest water heater I've seen this week. It doesn't look like, it looks like it's from the 90s. It's in good shape, and it's real common. I just heard this yesterday from a gas inspector that the Anheuser-Busch spent millions purifying the water, so the city residents benefit from that. And then here's the downstairs basement. Again, we see the cracking top and bottom here. No real offset, but it's still cracked. And inside this wall, you got a bad stack. So a lot of work, unfortunately. Looks livable. I'd say this is a good rental, because the renters don't care about this. But, eventually that's going to have to be remediated one way or the other. And it's a little above my expertise to know exactly how that's done. I've just always walked away from them before. So, there we are. Wanted to do a quick video while I had the chance. So, just in case there was an opportunity. You know how to get a hold of me, and I'll see you soon.